Hello everyone. Today I am here again with a new chapter of class 11th History Nomadic Empires, the Mongols. So, the sources to understand Mongol history. The steppe dwellers themselves usually produced no literature, so our knowledge of nomadic societies comes mainly from chronicles, travelogues, and documents produced by city based literature. These authors often produce extremely ignorant and biased report of nomadic lives. The imperial success of the Mongol attract many travelers. These individuals came from a variety of backgrounds: Buddhist, Confucian, Christians, Turkish, and Muslim. Many of them produced sympathetic accounts and other hostile. Now, the social and political background of Mongols. The Mongols were a diverse body of tribal people, spoke similar languages. Some of the Mongols were pastoralists, while others were hunter gatherers. The pastoralists tended horses, sheep, and cattle, goat, and camel. They lived nomadic lives in the steppe of Central Asia, a tract of land in the area of modern state of Mongolia. This was a majestic landscape with wide horizon, rolling plain, ringed by snow-capped mountains, Gobi Desert, and drained by river and springs. They were humbler body of people than the pastoralists, making a living from trade in furs of animals trapped in the summer months. There were extreme of temperature in the entire region, harsh, long winters followed by brief, dry summer. Agriculture was possible in the pastoral regions, but the Mongols did not take to agriculture. The Mongols lived in the tent and traveled with their herds from their winter to summer pasture lands. Mongol had scarce resources. The richer families were larger, possessed more animals and pasture lands. These periodic natural calamities, either unusually harsh, cold winters, when game and stored provisions ran out, they conflicted over pasture lands and predatory raids in search of livestock. The scant resources of the steppe lands drove Mongol and other Central Asian nomads to trade and barter with the sedentary neighbors in China. This was mutually beneficial to the both parties. Agriculture, produce, and iron utensils from China were exchanged for horses, fur, and game trapped in the steppe. These groups were constantly engaged in the war with each other. The Mongol society was patriarchal in nature. Now, the life and career of Genghis Khan. He was born in 1162 near the Onon River in the north of present-day Mongolia. His original name was Temujin. He was the son of Yesugei, the chieftain of Kiat clan. His father was murdered by a tribe at an early age, and his mother, Olun Eke, raised Temujin, his brothers, and stepbrothers in great hardship. Temujin was captured and enslaved for many years. He faces many problems in his childhood. Even soon after his marriage, his wife Bote was kidnapped and he had to fight to recover her. During these years of hardship, he also managed to make friends, important friends. Uh, the young Borzidigi, Borzidigid was his first ally and remained a trusted friend. Zemuka, his blood brother, was another. Temujin became the dominant personality in the politics of the steppe land, a position that was recognized as an assembly of Mongol chieftains, where he was proclaimed the great Khan of the Mongol with the title of Genghis Khan, the Oceanic Khan or universal ruler. Now the wars and expansion of Mongols under Genghis Khan. The first of his concern was to conquer China, divided at the time into three realms. The Xia dynasty in the northwestern provinces, Qin dynasty ruled North China, and the Sung dynasty in South China. By 1209, the Xia were defeated. The Great Wall of China was breached in 1213 and long drawn out battle against the Qin continued until 1234. But Genghis Khan was satisfied enough with the progress of his campaign to return to his Mongolia. Sultan Muhammad, the ruler of Khwarizm, executed Mongols envoys worried of Mongol invasion. In the campaign between 1219 and 1221, the great cities Oktrar, Bukhara, Samarkand, Balkan, Balkhs, Gurganj, Merv, Nishapur, and Herat surrendered to the Mongol forces. Towns that resisted were devastated by Mongols. At Nishapur, where a Mongol prince was killed during the siege operations, Genghis Khan commanded that the town should be laid waste in such a manner that the site could be plowed upon and not even cats and dogs should be left alive. Mongol forces, in pursuit of Sultan Muhammad, pushed into Azerbaijan and defeated Russian forces. Another wing followed the Sultan's son Jalaluddin into Afghanistan and the Sindh provinces. At the bank of the Indus, Genghis Khan considered returning to Mongolia through North India and Assam, but the heat, the natural habitat, and the ill potent reportedly his summons soothsayers made him change his mind and he returned to Mongolia without touching India. As you can see in this picture, the area takeover or controlled by the Mongols. So that's all for today. Hope you like this presentation. Thank you.